Greetings everyone, Spartan here. Welcome back to another team builder for LDL Majors Season 9. We're at Week 8. We're up against Marlot and the Slovenia Slowbros. So last week we had some technical difficulties. I was lagging, I guess, on my gameplay footage, and then it DC'd on us. Then we had to recreate the battle. It was like, and then those two crits happened, and I was not into that game. Let's be honest. If those crits didn't happen, I think the game would have been different. Not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Gotta move on. But in terms of playoffs, I think I have to win every game from now on in order to have a chance to be in playoffs. But if not, the least I want to do is to get enough wins and a decent differential, so I won't be one of 3 players to be relegated from the majors. I actually want to stay in majors. I may get frustrated and stuff in these games, but at the same time, it's how I learn. It's literally how I learn. If I don't lose, I mean, I learn that RNG sucks, but at the same time, you gotta deal with it. And you have to hopefully have the RNG on your side. So that's how it is. That's how things go. Quick update about the Pokemon XG playthrough. I'm still working on that episode 3. It's somewhat done, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. But the question I had to ask for you, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to just release an episode 4 and just continue on and just say that episode 3 was scrapped because of gameplay footage, audio being not there? Or do you want me to try to edit it so that it has some sort of audio? Let me know in the comments below, or just let me know, and I'll see what I could do. But without further ado, let's get into the team builder. Marlot has a pretty interesting team. He has Celesteela, Mega Altaria, Mamoswine, Necrozma, Volcanion, Roserade, Lycanroc, Dusk, Scary Mon, Hitmontop, Rotom, Leavanny, Liepard, and Regigigas. Based on what I'm looking at, his team is very threatening. His team may look slow, but it still hits hard. Necrozma, if it sets up, it's gonna claim a kill. That's all I have to say. So I have to make sure I can knock that mon out. Celesteela and Altaria are pretty much a no-brainer to be brought in. I expect him to bring a Mega Altaria, even if he doesn't Mega Evolve it, but still. Mamoswine is also a no-brainer. I could see him bringing Life Orb Mamoswine, or even Choice Scarf Mamoswine. Heck, even Metronome could also be brought. But other than that, Mamoswine is a mon that I have to worry about. Volcanion is a questionable mon. Yes, it pretty much spams its stabs and some coverage moves on my team, but I do have some mons that can be able to counter that mon. So that it's a maybe. I mean, I could see it coming, but other than that, it's a maybe. Roserade is another mon that I'm also worried about. I could also see it being a Scarfer. I could see a Focus Sash, maybe a Life Orb. Probably with Spikes or Toxic Spikes. Probably with Leaf Storm and Sludge Bomb, stab moves. Maybe even HP Rock. Maybe. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, he could also run HP Ice, but like I said, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want is Roserade to be burnt, because I think Roserade is a very important mon that needs to keep alive. Lycanroc Dusk is a very threatening mon, but at the same time, I have mods that pretty much counter it. So it's pretty much up there whether or not he brings it. If he does bring it, it's most likely going to be Z with probably its signature Z move, the Splinter Shatterstorm, I think it was called. But I could probably see him bringing in Lycanroc because it's a priority as well. Hitmontop is also a maybe. Intimidate is an annoying ability to have against my team, since some of my team are fairly physical. Rapid Spin, able to get rid of hazards. Close combat, maybe Mach Punch or Bullet Punch. But other than that, it's just a tanky mon. It's not gonna really do much, no. But I may be wrong. Rotom, I could see him bringing it, but at the same time, I don't see him bringing it. I have like I have one of the best counters against it, and if he lets me take that mon, then he's gonna have a hard time. Leavanny is also possible. You could bring Sticky Webs. My team is fairly faster than his, but at the same time, I have a lot of defog I have like pretty good defog users, especially two of them. Well, one of them that pretty much beats it 1v1. So it's a very questionable mon that he would bring. If he does bring it, good on him. But still, Liepard is also a possible bring. I could see it being like maybe Z Snatch, maybe gaining a little bit more extra speed or something like that. But also, its dark types, its overall stab is really good against my team. And decent coverage, and also Prankster is also a thing, so it's a questionable mon, but I could see him bringing it. And last but not least, Regigigas. Regigigas is just it's a mon that you have to take out before the fight turns end. If you don't take it out, it's gonna be a problem. I'm surprised this mon is actually 1 point. I thought this mon was gonna be at least 2 points, but no, it's 1 point. I don't know why it's a 1-pointer, but it is how it is. So without further ado, let's get into the team. I have a relatively defensive with 2 win cons. So first off, I got Ripster to Garchomp, Mega Garchomp, of course. Got Earthquake, Fire Fang, Stealth Rock, and Sword Stance. I'm running a very fast, very offensive Garchomp this week. Even at Mega Evolve, it outspeeds a lot of his mons. Earthquake hits pretty much everything except for Altaria before it Mega Evolves, and Celesteela. And Rotom. But even then, Rotom, the only thing Rotom can do against me is Will-O-Wisp, and even then I still have Sword Stance. I also have Fire Fang to hit everything else relatively well, especially Celesteela. Stealth Rock for the pressure, just in case if he tries to switch out, I can able to hopefully lay up Stealth Rocks as an offensive advantage, hopefully. But at the same time, I may or may not need rocks in this game. But other than that, this is one of my win cons, and I just hope that it doesn't die through crits this week. Next up, we have Naturala, Como. We got Alguava Berries. We got a Pinch Berry to have. We got Soundproof, just in case if Altaria is special and goes for like Hyper Voice. I got that covered. I was thinking about having Bulletproof, especially for like a Rotom or Roserade. maybe Necrozma. No, not Necrozma. But mostly Roserade and Rotom, but those are up for grabs. I'm running a very special defensive Como with the moves Clinging Scales, Poison Jab, Flamethrower, and Taunt. I was debating the last two moves of Flamethrower and Taunt with Toxic, but if I don't have Flamethrower, I can't really touch Cell Seal relatively well. If I don't have Taunt, I can't stop any setups. And that was the one thing that I've noticed in the past 3 weeks, is that I never brought Taunt in none of those games. And if I brought Taunt in any of those 3 games, from week 5 to 7, the outcome may have been different. Not gonna lie, I think the outcome of those battles would have been different if I brought Taunt from what I initially brought. So hopefully I don't want to make the same mistake again, because with Taunt I can able to taunt Mega Altaria or even Celesteela, any Volcanion. What else? I mean, I'm not going to be outspeeding Leavanny, unfortunately, but still, it's there. And also Regigigas, just in case. So, this is mostly my my Volcanion check. This is my Volcanion check, able to take a lot of its special attacks. Even if it's a physical, and even though I'm negative in defense, I'm still taking relatively well. And the Agua Berry is gonna heal me up. The only 2 mons that I kind of worry about, no, 3 mons I'm kind of worried about: Liepard with Play Rough, Roserade with Dazzling Gleam, and Mega Altaria with its pixelated attacking moves, or even Moonblast. So those are 3 mons I have to keep an eye out for, and hopefully switch into one of my 3 other defensive mons. One of them is Manaphy. Ocean Man and Manaphy is going to be a supportive set: Leftovers, Hydration with Rain Dance, Rest, Surf, and Toxic. I'm running relatively physically bulky for the Mamoswine because my team does not like Mamoswine. And if I could, and especially if it's Life Orb, so if I can try to bring in Manaphy, set up a Rain Dance, go for Surf, I can automatically OHKO it even without without the rain. And if it is a Life Orb Mamoswine, I pretty much kill it because it'll still take recoil damage from the Life Orb. I'm running enough speed to outcreep max speed Adamant Mamoswine. If it's Jolly, it's not going to do that much damage, but if it's Adamant, I'm guaranteed outspeeding it, weakening it so it can die from its own Life Orb, hopefully. Toxic is pretty much to hit pretty much anything outside of Roserade. Surf for, of course, like I said, more damage over Scald. I mean, Scald may be nice, but I need the damage. And that 10 bonus damage will make a difference. Now that things get a little heat with the next three mons. One of them is Philomena, the Moltres. I'm still debating whether or not to give it Leftovers or Binding Band. Now, Binding Band increases trapping or binding moves from 1/6 damage to 1/8 damage, so I can even outpace Leftovers on any of his mons. Pressure, just so I could able to reduce as many of the amount of moves that he can able to click. I got Fire Spin, Roost, Substitute, and Toxic. This is probably going to be, once again, my lead. Whatever if he brings in Volcanion, I'll probably go for Substitute to see what he goes for. if he leaves for anything else outside of maybe Mamoswine, well, I could still live relatively well in a lot of his attacks because I am very defensive. But this is just pretty much to wither away anything that's in front of me. Substitute in front of it, because he'll probably switch out unless if it's Volcanion or Mamoswine. I Fire Spin, I Toxic, I just cause problems on his team. Other than that, and it's also a soft check to Altaria as well. Next one I have is Kita, the Whimsicott. I'm running Rocky Helmet as once again another soft check to Mega Altaria, maybe even Liepard and Lycanroc. I got Prankster with ability, got Defog, Memento, Moonblast, and Tailwind. Tailwind and Memento are two moves that I want to make sure I get going. Because if I get Tailwind up, I got at least 2 extra turns to make a difference on my team. For my 2 win cons. Defog to get rid of any hazards, especially spikes or toxic spikes. I don't mind Kita getting poisoned as long as it doesn't die to any poison type attacks. I'll be sad if it did. But as long as it's alive before it dies, I want to make sure I can click Memento. The only problem is the Liepard. That's why I have enough speed to out-creep max speed Liepard and able to take it out with Moonblast. 100% sure. I have to double check. I'll check later, but I'm pretty sure that Moonblast just pretty much bodies Liepard. Doesn't have really great switch-ins to Moonblast outside of Volcanion and Celesteela. Those two, alongside with either Altaria, Mamoswine, maybe Lycanroc, Dusk, and Roserade, heck, even Regigigas, those are the mons, the ideal mons I want to click Memento on. So that either Ripster or my next the last mon that I'm bringing can end up sweeping at endgame. And that last mon is Mew. Genesis the Mew, I'm bringing it back. I'm not bringing it defensive, I'm bringing pure offensive this time. I got Twisted Spoon with the moves Nasty Plot, Psychic Roost, and Shadow Ball. Psychic is just a good move to spam against this entire team outside of Liepard and Necrozma. And also Celesteela. Shadow Ball hits, but Shadow Ball pretty much hits everything except for Liepard and Regigigas. But those two mons are very questionable for him to bring. But if he does bring in Liepard, I have to make sure I take it out. Nasty Plot, get in a +2, makes Psychic and Shadow Ball hit very, very hard. Makes almost no switch-ins on his side. Roost to keep myself as healthy as possible, because I really need the HP to be able to tank a lot of hits. Because even without the investments, with a little bit of investment in HP, I'm still tanking a few hits relatively well to be able to at least either click Psychic or Nasty Plot up. But that's pretty much it. The speed is pretty much a guaranteed outspeed. I think it's his fastest mon, or his second fastest mon, which is third fastest mon, which is Leavanny. So I have that. I think. Hold on, let me quickly check, because I don't want to miscalc. If it's just based on I know it'll outspeed Roserade, that's for sure. Let's see, Vanny, checking. 50 X speed. Yeah, I'm guaranteed to outspeed Leavanny, so as long as I outspeed the mons that pretty much beat me outside of Liepard, I should be okay. But that's pretty much the team. Rip, like I said, Garchomp and Mew are my win cons in this game. These four are pretty much the gateway into those two mons from pretty much cleaning a house. Hopefully I can catch this win, because I definitely need it, definitely want it. I definitely need the confidence back, because my confidence is pretty low. I need to get my confidence boost right back up. So this game is pretty important to me. But without further ado, that's about it. Thank you everyone for watching. Like I said, hopefully I can get a win and able to beat Marlot, because I've seen Marlot's battles. The very creative player, so hopefully I can outplay him in the long run. But that's about it, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.